Good morning and welcome to my happy place, particularly my happy workplace. I have decided that I was going to go through all of the bits in here that were totally mine, and take them out because there again, out of sight, out of mind, particularly in Carol's case. So this is what came out. I first took out these pieces of watercolor paper from when I was doing my watercolor lessons. Some of them are mine, some of them are from other people's work, some of them were from the garbage can. These are, as you can see, very good quality watercolor paper. They're not flat watercolor paper. They're not regular 140-pound hot press. They're not cold press. These are the next step up, which is has a lot of dimension and grain on those papers. So I took these out, and I remember this was a warm-up, and I thought, wow, I'm going to have fun seeing what I can make out of this as it sits. And we were practicing washes, and there is a wash practice paper, lovely background and ready to go. I believe this one might, yes, this one might well have been from someone else that didn't want it, and I thought, look at all the possibilities here. I can play. And this one, I don't know what happened to this, but it was propped up in the garbage can, and I looked at my teacher, and she said, "Oh, certainly take it." So this is going to be great fun doing, and even this. So, looking forward to doing those. Okay. And primer, and a good part of what I'm sharing with you now is the fact that on Thursday I'm having my test, and hopefully everything will come out all right. But if it doesn't, I'm going to, my grandmother always said, out of everything bad comes something good. So if the tests are not positive, well, I'm going to have much more time here in my studio, and I'm going to take advantage of it. First as a help to coping, and secondly because it's more fun than I can stand, and I will be able to do all of these things that I've been thinking about doing. This is a piece of mine from March 2018, and this also is the kind of thing that I can use on, I think the new word now is, what is it, masterboard. I can use this with impunity because this is totally 100% Carol. And I can do with it as I please. And I can share it and say to you, do with it as you please. And I'm certainly going to be doing a lot of that because I'm dedicating 2020 to much happy mail and RA racks. So that's this one waiting. And here's another one that I found. I did that quite a while ago. So open to adding to. Oh, and this one. This is done on a piece of similar to this, and this was done in July 2017. And the only thing on here was just a piece of paper that I put down, and a lot of this is mine. Great fun. Oh, this one is totally Carol in January 2018, and I do love my neutrals, and this I'm going to scan this and copy it in color, and I'm also going to copy it in blacks, whites, grays, because I think the two things together might play beautifully off each other. And as I look at this, I see all of the fun I was having in my watercoloring before my world kind of took a turn to the right into junk journaling. But I think this is going to be quite the thing for me to spread out, use as part of a starter point. And here is something that I just I did and I love, and the only thing that's on here that's not Carol maybe is these two little tiny pieces, and that was in August 2017, and this is the accompanying paper, and great fun to work with. Again in July 2017, just a piece of paper, but all of the rest of this is Carol at play. This one again is totally Carol from February 2018, and I even used some of my faux sari to add some coloration to this. This is just, wouldn't this be lovely on a, as I said, on a master board, and then work all around this to embellish, to add on, and so forth. These are total warm-up, nothing much here, practice pieces, but they have potential even if only done in black and white. Here is a tryout at a light color. I believe this was a couple of years ago for Christmas, and I was just playing to warm up, and we have these two. Let me see, where's the other one? No, okay, we have this one and this one. They were kind of similar, but fun for fodder for journaling. This one I was not happy with. I'm still not, but there are things that can be done here to play, and I'm going to do just that. Here is a piece of Christmas when I was just learning, and as you can see, if I don't want to critique myself, I always try not to, but there should be more dark in this in these leaves, and so forth. But that can be added. That could be fun. That could be added with my pens. This was practice off of an orchid, off a photo. Another one from a photo. Didn't even do these on, this one's on watercolor paper, this one is on mixed media, and this one also on mixed media. And this was a grand experiment with pastels. I wanted to see what I could do here with pastels. So, as you can see, I'm looking forward to playing, seeing what I can do, seeing where I can go with some of these pieces, and I will be getting into that. That was the plan of what I was going to share with you today, but things have happened. I received my bundle of papers from Rachel, who's Roxy Creations. These are a bundle of papers. The latest papers here are from, this one was from 1786. Most of these papers are from the very early 18s and through the 1700s. They are just, let me turn them so that you can see them a bit better. There we go. These papers are just exquisite. Italian. And if you notice by the, can see even the font, how very, very old these are. And of course, if you live in Rimini, Italy, you go out and find these in sales all over, get books of them, which she is so sweet as to share with us. And here again, no question about using these, no question about copying these, or whatever. Look at this one. Oh, I love this. I think primarily because of the depth of the this section against the this paper, and there is a certain feeling that you get from very, very, very old paper that oh, it's just heavenly. If you're paper crazed like I am. So I am so very happy to have these pieces of dictionary paper and some pages from another book, probably from the 17s. And aren't they foxed and beautiful? And to be honest, the strange thing about it is they don't even have that odor, which I love so much. But we'll let them. I'll accept them anyhow, even though they don't have that odor that I just think is heavenly. I know, it's craziness, but that's the way I feel about that old paper odor. And more beautiful old papers. And when you watch her videos, and she just uses them and rips them, and because she's got a whole book this thick of this kind of paper, it's wonderful. And thank you again and again, Rachel, for sharing these. I was so happy to receive this bundle. And some of them are in, and one or two of these are actually in, part of them are in Latin. Love it, love it, love it. And after 4 years of Latin in high school, I ought to be able to get more out of it than I do, but even footnotes. Now these, if I know anything about paper and the type of font, it's probably 1700s. And here, oh my, side notes. Side notes. Discorso number 10. And more. And this paper is just beautiful. And then they get a little bit bigger. She promised to go from little all the way up through. And notice the deckling on the edges. And dictionary, L's. And this, oh my. The size of these papers. And she usually tries to include a few pieces, and so this one has 4, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. Yes, this is Latin. Okay, and this is Italian. And more. It's really Latin again. Latin it is. And what I love is that she shares this. She doesn't cut them for you. You just get right as it comes from the book. And then a few pages of her beloved old pictures, magazine pictures of Italy. And they are old enough to be out of copyright in any way, shape, or form. And this is the older, newer, 1786, and this is German. So thank you so much, Rachel. I shall be using the originals. I shall be using them as copy bits on masterboards, things like that, because these beauties are just waiting to be used. And now I'm going to have a little whiff. Ah, delicious. And then I went up into my collection. I had showed this to you once last year, maybe the end of the year before that. This is Trilby, I purchased this for myself as a birthday present. It's a heavy old baby. I've used some of the pages. I've also used some of these pages to do a little practicing. I did some stamping, and I did some stamping and watercoloring, just to see what the result would be, because I had a feeling from feeling this paper that it would handle water media, and yes, look at how wonderfully it does. So this has been up there, and this is going to be on my to-do list. And I love the pages, the way they are left. All of it is here in wonderful condition. Trilby, a novel by George du Maurier, 1895. And this is number 496, copyright 1894. And we're off. These engravings here as illustrations right throughout the book, and as you can see, the book is huge. She sat herself down cross-legged on the model throne and made herself a cigarette and watched the fencing and boxing. Little Billy brought her a chair, which she refused, so he sat down on it himself. All righty. And here is a full page illustration. This paper is absolutely wonderful. It has strength. It can take media in probably want to toss at it, and so. And there are, let me see how many signatures are sewn in here. I think I can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 10 sewn in signatures in this lovely book, which I'm going to leave out so that, again, it is not out of sight, out of mind. I'm going to leave it right where I can see it to use. I mean, there's hoarding and then there's hoarding. This is the last copy of this. I purchased, I believe I purchased 10 of them, and this is the last one. This is for me. And this is, as you can see, old ledger, and the paper is indestructible. This I did in 518, and what I love about this ledger is it even has some red ink in it, but you can see what the paper handles. Collage, acrylic, and just no end of wonderful green ink, and I had great fun working in here, and I am going to be using these papers. They're 1913. And here we are. And all of these lovely papers with the markings on here. These are not going to be saved. No, they're not. They're going to be used. So I have that one that's going to come out of hiding. And then I thought maybe you might be interested in seeing my my treasure pile. Now this was, I kind of showed it to you in passing when I did a walkabout here in my little studio, and these are my treasures, but I think that it is about time for them to come into the sunlight. And as you can notice, I treasure small books. I just don't know why. It's just Carol. I do. This one, Shakespeare, Henry V, parts 1 and 2, and with the gilded papers, and I just love it. Some of them are coming off the stitching, but And the paper is just pure satin. And it's all here. And I just had to have that little puppy. Now, I had 2 of these, and I shared one in my Etsy. I don't know whether it's still there or not. But these are, I found these when we went up to the mountains. And with some notes inside, Life of Alfred the Great. And these are American Sunday School Union and London Religious Tract Society. And I just love little books like that. These were used. Alfred moved with pity, consented to spare the lives of his fallen foes, and stipulated only that they should at once quit the kingdom of Wessex. And this one took my attention because of the beautiful girl on the front cover and the title of the book, Bill Nye's Sparks. Okay. Hearst and Company. Now let's see why Carol had to have this. Bill Nye's Sparks. Maybe that's him and there's a collar. Maybe it's by Edgar Wilson Nye. Copyright 1891, 96, and 1901. Hearst and Company, New York publishers. And biographical of him. And I just thought, well, I could possibly use this as an altered book, or I could use the cover, because wouldn't this be a beautiful cover? Nothing has happened so far. I hope I'm going to be able to remedy that. Basket of Flowers, another book. And this one was purchased because of this Art Deco style cover. And the gold and the gilding on it. The Basket of Flowers. You know that word. Florals. Botanicals. Okay now. This one was right coming apart, and someone actually did this. Lord, I cannot believe. Oh, and of course I did not pay $8. I think it was on sale, or it was a 50% sale. But when someone writes in a book because they don't know any better or don't care, it makes me froth at the mouth. But these white erasers are about as good as it's going to get for you to banish some of that. This one, already leaving its home. Rutledge large-size shilling juvenile books by Valentine Hanson, Edinburgh. And such a basket of flowers and such a pretty color illustration. And New York, number 9 Lafayette Place, that's down in the Village. Basket of Flowers, Piety and Truth Triumphant. Well, introduction. And here we go, the early history of Mary with these beautiful little engraved illustrations throughout. Just a basket of flowers. And as I said, it is books like this that make me just happy. Everyone listened attentively to his discourse. They agreed that he was right, and they all dispersed with a pensive air. That, my dear Mary, is the way in which the ring is found. All righty now. Printed by Valentine and Company, Edinburgh and London. Is that not an absolutely exquisite cover? German. Beautiful papers. September 63. And I know that sure is not 1963. Okay. Although, photograph. Oh, might be. Sorry about that. Copyright 1957. But look at these beautiful, beautiful pages. Well, I just had to have it because it's a combination of German and French. And this was my lastie. This was my lastie. P. Loti. And leather. Leather in beautiful condition. Look at that beautiful spine. Very little wear up here. Ah. (1920, 1921). Christmas. And Paris. Yes, on top of it all, French with a little notation. Oh, I love notations. I don't look at them. I don't look at them as marks. Look at somebody had felt something or wanted to remember something or thought something about something. Isn't that wonderful? And the lovely condition of this paper and this leather. So these are my hoarded babies. And then I thought I'd share these with you. And this and Trilby and these. But then I thought, I haven't delved into the bottom drawer that says antique papers in a while. So I thought you might want to join me. Now this is getting a little long, but I imagine that you can pause or and go and get something to wet your whistle. But these are things that I have acquired over the last maybe 10-ish years. Graduation remembrance, nothing special. And there again written on in pencil. But this is just beautiful. And some things that make for joyfulness, and I thought, now what have we here? What we have here is 1905, copyright. Copyright, 2 girls. All right, what's in here, thought I? Highest awards, 2 gold medals for breakfast cocoa and chocolate bonbons, the Pan American Affair in Buffalo, New York, 1901. Well, now we know. And then, look at these beautiful bonbon boxes and this lovely little illustration, and I said, whoa, oh my. And each one of them, if you wanted to do it, they could be fussy cut. The condition, just beautiful. And here's my collection of postcards. Well, this one says it's express, deckled edged, and it looks like it has been cut, but it's still quite lovely. 1906. One of the advertising calendars from 1906. All good wishes for a bright and happy future. Postal card, 1911. And I love it when they're written on. Again, with a 1-cent stamp, birthday greetings, 1912, wartime, affections offering, 1908, red ink, oh my, and look at this lovely stamp, and this one, penny stamp, 1908, and silver, wowzers, isn't that pretty, penny stamp, 1909, happy birthday, someone wrote Frida, didn't send the card, and this one, oh my, so heavily embossed, and look at the gilding after all of these years. Let me see if I can see something a little bit, let me see if I can see something here. No, I'm not going to say, because it might not be. Isn't that just Easter wishes? Looks like 1911. And the last one. Such an Art Deco vase, and all of the gold, all of the gilding on that. Okay, so those, well, you know, I know I purchased them. I know I was happy to purchase them, but I don't remember when. Then I found all of my bits from scrapbooks. Antique scrapbooks, and these were obviously cut out with care, and I got to have them after somebody else did the hard work. And very big on very big on pansies. I happen to love pansies, so that was not a problem. But look at this little baby that was in there too. Look at this little baby. Weren't things just gorgeous in their day? Now this is 1971, not old, but I just love the lists and prices. I thought they might be pretty in a botanical. Put that over there. And these are oh, and no, I'm not. I haven't gone over the hill completely, but these were handouts, and I took a couple. My mom took a couple. Look at the quality of the paper. I have to think of something. Even if I just use them when I'm mailing, even if I would cut it in half and mail it with something like this, it will be certainly help to keep the post office from getting into its mutilation mode. And what have we here? These are my little ones. Oh, these are the ones I've had for really 20 or more years. And here is a sequin from one of them. I'm going to put that back in here, because yes, I would put that sequin down again. This is the antique embossed cutouts. Very big on violets back in the day. Doggy. Heavily embossed doggy. And so forth. I'm not going to make you look at every one of these. I know you don't want to. But two doggies, they could face each other. Yes, they could. They could. And the eyes are so beautifully done. What else is here? Oh, Lord heavens, all these little tiny ones. I like mini anything. Look at the little, oh, look at that little mini girly. And so forth and so forth. And I just, if the price was right and my hand touched it, I just don't know why, but at that point in my life, I just knew I needed it. And a tintype. A tintype. Now, I've had that probably for ages and ages. And I cannot quite make up my mind whether that is a man or a woman, but that doesn't make any difference. It's a tintype, and it's probably from 1860s. What in heaven's name is in here? Oh, okay, $1. Well, what do we have? If it's tiny, I have to have it. Small books, small bits. Small books, small bits. I had no idea that they made things that were embossed and colored and so forth like that. But these are, well, in the bottom drawer. But they're doing me and the world no good in the bottom drawer. So I'm going to keep these in mind, or at the very least, put them on paper and scan them for sharing. Here, I'm almost finished, I promise. These are the big boys. Best wishes for your teacher, 1906. And then a Merry Christmas. An interesting, what we would consider Christmassy. No, but here it is. Yes, it is. To the one I love. I couldn't resist it. I absolutely couldn't resist it, primarily because none of this paper is torn, and it all works. To Miss Kunitz from Rita and Mildred Capeller, 1927 at the Gates School. This was for a teacher, probably a much-loved one. I found these. These are original from very, very old books from early 1800s. And I've had these for ages and ages, and I totally forgot that I had them. This one. A little schoolboy. Well, that's a schoolgirl, obviously. And some more of these very, very old papers. And then girlies. I'll put them back here. And these engravings, seen on the St. Johns River. That could be, that could have been Jacksonville, Florida, years ago. And these I recently purchased to use because I love Jessie Wilcox. I love her illustrations. It's something to see in a magazine, and then of course you turn over and you see that. So these were just a fun purchase for Carol to Bosco. I remember Bosco. It wasn't half bad. Delights flavor aids digestion of milk. Lactose intolerance. See, Bosco. 1928. Jessie Wilcox. Jessie Wilcox Smith. Now we're Jessie Wilcox Smith. Her little girls. New craft, delicious new food combining cheese, milk, and mineral salts rich in vitamins, especially good for children. Oh, okay. Isn't she gorgeous and winsome? And we've seen this over and over again, but here it is in the original form that people opened their magazine, and here it was. Fell's naphtha. Oh yeah. Fell's naphtha was in the cellar. We used to call them cellars in Brooklyn. My grandmother owned a row house, and I was brought home from the hospital to a row house, and down in the cellar. Oh, that cellar was so wonderful and dry, and there was a regular sink, 2 wash tubs, and we had a washing machine with a clothes squeezer, and Fell's naphtha was one of the soaps. Yes, I remember that. See, showing my age. I also remember the day that Mom's hand went through that roller up to here. It wasn't nice. But people survived those things in those days, and other things that I'm not going to go through too much here, but I love the typing and the mimeograph papers. And what's here? Oh, yes. Okay. These are my original plates from a book from the late 1700s, early 1800s, and what I bought this for was the foxing. Okay, I admit it. Strange thinking process goes on here, but this foxing is gorgeous. So that they go in there, and you've already seen those. And what here? Oh, I want to do a something, and I want to use this magnificently printed frame. Yes, I do. And all of this with its stamping and what have you. But this is the reason I purchased these. Yes. Strange thinking process, however. Oh, my. The Atlantic Refining Company, Reading, Pennsylvania, 1899. Well, won't you be seeing that? Oh, Lord, do I love writing. Tucson, Arizona. How to play bridge, I imagine. But these I was gifted, and I will be definitely sharing them. I think I'll share the originals. There is a limit to how many of these things one can have. I do hope that you have been able to tolerate this chat and share today. And it all started out here, and thinking that if I use this, which is all me, and I use other things which are out of copyright, then I can just pop them out there for you to enjoy also. So, please let me know what you think of all of these goodies, and I would appreciate you giving me a thumbs up, leaving a comment, and I will be seeing you again very soon.